Okay. All right, so we're going to do exercises and then a couple of problems out of the back of the book. So the first one I want to start with is on page 62, and it's exercise 10-1. So exercise 10-1 on page 62. So what we have here is a table with a series of transactions that have occurred throughout the year for this Arthur Lloyd Associates. And then it's asking you to compute ending inventory and cost of goods sold under each of the following cost flow methods, assuming a perpetual inventory system. Now I'm going to do, when we get to the problems that are similar to your homework, I'm going to do it at that point under perpetual and periodic, just to show you the contrast between the two. All right? So on this one, we'll start with moving average, and then we'll do FIFO and LIFO. So you have beginning inventory. So this is moving average. We have beginning inventory of 10,000 units that cost $18 a piece. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of cumulative units as well as cumulative cost. And then the difference of those will give us average cost. Okay? So we have 10,000 units in total in beginning at a total cost of $180,000. And that's $18 per unit. Then on February the 8th, we made a purchase of 23,000. That cost us $20 a unit. So that brings us total to 33,000 units at a cumulative, because these cost us at 23, that's 460,000. Add that to 180, and we have 640,000. Divide the 640,000 by the 33,000 cumulative units that we have, and we now have an average cost of $19.39. On March the 15th, make another purchase.
Is that, okay, the average cost, okay, sorry, $18.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first one where we started. So we bought another 18,600 units. Now, these are each costing us $22 per unit. So that brings us to a total of 51,600 units that have a total cost of $1,049,200. So now we have a $20.33 average cost per unit. Okay? Now we make a sale. On April the 2nd, we make a sale of 49,500 units. Our average cost is $20.33. So cost of goods sold at the $20.33 is going to be $1,006,335. That leaves us 2,100 units, also at an average cost of $20.33. So we now have a remaining cost of $42,865. All right, with me so far? Yes?
Just times 49,000
by the $20.33 average cost, and that gave me the $1,006,000. And then I further, well, at that point you could just subtract the $1,006,000 from the $1,049,000. That leaves you the $42,000. Or you could multiply the 2,100 times the $20.33 and get the same answer. All right. Now we make another purchase on July 15th. We buy, no, I'm sorry, April the 30th. I'm skipping ahead. April 20th, 30th. We buy 37,000 units at $28 per unit. Now we're up to 39,100 units at a total cumulative cost of $1,036,000, which brings us to a $27.59 average. Always dividing the total cumulative cost by the total cumulative units. On July the 15th, we buy another purchase of 12,400. And for these, we paid $31. That brings our total number of units to 51,500 at a total cost of $1,463,265. Divide those out. You get $28.41 per unit. On September 1, we make another sale. We're going to sell 26,000 units. That's going to bring our cumulative units down to 25,500. And we're going to sell them at the $28.41 cost. So that's a $738,660 cost of goods sold. And that's just the 26,000 times the average cost per unit of $28.41. Subtract the $738,660 from our previous cumulative cost of $1,463,265, and we now have $724,605 in cumulative costs. And then our last one on November the 9th, we buy a last purchase of the year of $34,500. And these we bought at $29. So now we have $60,000 even in ending inventory at a total cost of $1,500,000, or an average of $28.75. Add up cost of goods sold, and you get a total of $1,744,995. In total, oops, sorry. Total ending inventory is not this. That's the purchase. Total ending inventory was $1,725,105. I'm sorry. Yeah, the $34,500 times $29 was the $1,500,000. So this is ending inventory, the $1,725,000, and cost of goods sold is the $1,744,995. All right? Does this make sense? That's moving average. Let's do FIFO. Okay, under FIFO, first in, first out. All you need to know is the number of units and their cost. Okay? So, let's do it this way. So we start with the beginning inventory of $10,000 that cost us $18,000. Then we make two purchases at $20 a unit and $22 a unit. So when we sell this $49,500, which units do we sell? We sell the 10,000 units at $18,000. And that's a total of $180,000. We sell 23,000 at 20 for a total of 460,000. And then that leaves us, so that's 33,000. We sold 49, so we have another 16,500 that cost us $22. And that is, I don't know, who's got a calculator? Thanks.
What is it,
16,500 times 22.
Times 22?
Yeah.
363,000.
363. Thanks. And that's a total of 1,003,000 for cost of goods sold for that first sale. What does that leave us in ending inventory? In ending inventory, we sold 16, so we have 3,100 at 22. Sorry, 2,100. So then we make two more purchases. We make $37,000 on April the 30th and a $12,400 on July the 15th. So when we sell this 26,000, which units are those that we sell? Well, we're going to sell the remaining 2,100 at 22. Then we're going to sell 23,900 out of this 28 batch. Need you to multiply again for me. 2,100 times 22.
46,200.
46,200, and then 23,900 at 28.
669,200.
Okay. That's 715,400. And that leaves us remaining in inventory 23. So we have 23,900 is 100. 13,100 at 28. We have all of the 12,400 at 31. And then we buy this 34,500 at 29. So total ending inventory is going to be $1,751,700. And total cost of goods is going to be $1,718,400. Okay? FIFO. What about LIFO? Everybody got this?
I can watch that.
Okay. If not, I think it's readable on the recording. Same scenario. We start the year with the 10,000. We make two purchases of 23,000 and 18,600. So now, under LIFO, when we sell these 49,500, which ones do we sell now? We start with the last purchase. So we're going to sell in cost of goods sold the 18,600 at 22. Which is 409,200. And then we're going to sell the 23,000 at 20. And that is 460,000. And that leaves us because that's 41,600, and we sold 49, so we have 7,900 of the $18 batch. And what's that multiply out to? 7,900 times 18.
142,200.
2,200. So that's a total of 1,011,400. And what does that leave us? It leaves us remaining inventory out of that $18 batch that we started the year with, 2,100 at 18. We then make 2 more purchases on April and July, and then when we sell this batch on September 1, which ones are we going to sell? Under LIFO. So we're going to sell the 12,400 at $31. And that's 384,400. And then we've got 13,600 left out of this $28 batch. So what is that one? 13,600 times 28.
There's 380,800.
And that's going to be 765,200 for a total cost of goods sold of 1,776,600. And we have in inventory, so we sold 13,000. So that leaves us out of this batch, let's see, 400. 6, 3, and 2. 23,000 at 28. And then we buy the 34,000 at 500 at 29. We still have this 2,100 layer, LIFO layer, that we started the year with. And so in total, ending inventory is going to amount to 1,693,500. And that's LIFO. Yes? Under perpetual. Okay? Let's do exercise number 3 on the next page. On page 63. On this one, we start with beginning inventory of 3,000 units.
Is it still under perpetual?
Yes, all of the examples here. I'm going to do a periodic for the last problem. So I'm going to do 2 under perpetual, and then I'll do the last one because the book doesn't do any perpetuals, which is a problem with, I think is a drawback. But I went through and solved the last one, the problem number 1, I did under both. So I'm going to demonstrate that under both of them.
So are we doing perpetual right now?
It's perpetual. Yeah. Yeah, moving average tells you that it's perpetual. Otherwise, it's average cost. So a moving average is only under perpetual. Okay? So 3,000 units at $17. That gives us cumulative units and cost, and then average per unit. So we have 3,000 units at a total cost of $51,000. And then, of course, the average unit is $17. Okay? All right, then on January the 23rd, we make a purchase of 4,500 at $16. That brings our total units to 7,500. Our total cost is, let's see, that's 72,000. 123, thank you. For an average cost of $16.40. Then February the 14th. $1,200 at $16.50. Now we have 8,700, and we have 800. Let's see, thank you. 142. 800, right? Yeah. And so that's an average of 16,041. Or $16.41. Yeah, the cumulative cost column on this thing is wrong. They've got these screwy numbers, so that's why I'm sitting here trying to figure it out in my head. Okay, then on March 17th, we make a purchase of 2,300, and we're paying $17 again. Now we got 9,800. And cumulative cost of 901.
How did you get the cumulative of 9,800?
Where? No, 9,800 units. Oh,
Should be 11.
yeah. Well, even that's wrong now. Thank you. 11,000, 12,000, right? 11,000, even. Okay. And so 39 is 4, 3 is 8. 181,900 is what I have. Hopefully that's correct. And then $16.54 is average cost.
I don't think the
Is that right?
cost, so at 11,000 units at 17 is 187,000 plus my 142,800, right?
This times 17 is how much?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I did.
Yeah.
You're right.
That should be 39,100.
Okay, so it's 2,300 at 17 is 391.
39,100. Add 39,100 to the 142,800, and you should get 181,900.
Yes.
Okay. And divide that by 11,000 just to make sure that this is coming out correct.
1653.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
16.
in change. Okay. So now we have a sale on April 13th. And we're going to sell 9,600 units. We're going to sell them at the $16.54, which is going to give us cost of goods sold of $158,784.
So we're selling them at 1650.
$16.54 is our average cost when we make the sale. And that's going to leave us 1,200 units? No, let's see, 1,400 units. Yes. Okay? May 5th, we have a purchase of 5,600. And we buy these at $15. So that gives us now 7,000 units even. Let's see, this was 6, 1, 1, 2, 2. The 1,400 units at $16.54 should have given us 22,116. We're going to add the 5,600, so that's 84,000. Should give us now 106,116 in total cost for an average of $15.05. On July 4th, we buy 3,200 and we pay $15 again. So that's going to bring us to 10,200 total number of units at
Is that $16 now?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this answer key is just way off. Thank you. So 3,200 at 16 is 48,000.
No, it's not. It's 51,200.
Okay, thank you.
Add that to the
Yeah.
estimated cost, gives you 157,316.
157,316. And then at an average, is the average cost $15.03?
So you divide it by 10,200?
Yeah,
$15.42.
42 cents. Okay. Then we make a sale on Halloween of 8,700. And that's going to be at the $15.42. So what's 8,700 times? Yes, sir.
On the 22,000 that you got, 22,116,
Yeah.
that's the 181,900 minus the 158, right?
Yes, it should be.
It should be 23,000.
Thank you. I can see now before I teach tomorrow, I got to redo the little sheet here. So I'll redo it all and record tomorrow's lecture so that you'll have an accurate version of it. But that's okay. We'll figure this out. So what's the 8,700 times 1542? 134, what? 154. Okay, subtract that from the 157,316. $23,152. 162. Thank you. Okay, and then that is we sold 700, so that's 500. 1,500 remaining in inventory, or is it 2,500? 1,500. At the still average cost of $15.42 each. So then when we make our last purchase on November the 22nd, of 1,400, we now have 2,900 units. Oh, in this one we're buying at how much? 15? Okay. So what's that? Is that 21,000? So cumulative is 44,162, and then average cost of 2,900.
1523, I guess.
1523.
It's 15.228.
Yeah. So total cost of goods sold is 2,008 or 289,545. No, that's not right. 548. Eight, 4, 8, 9, 2, 6, 9, 2. 292,948.
And our ending inventory would be the
Is
4,000.
the, yes, the 44,162. Okay? FIFO. Under FIFO, when we sell the 9600, we're selling the 3000 at 17 and 4500 at 16, and that's 7,500. So, and then the 1200 at 1650. So that's 8,700, and then we have 900 left at 17. And I'll let you guys figure that out. And what that leaves us in remaining inventory is 1,400 units at 17. You can do the math later. I'm not going to worry about it. You can just multiply that out and add it up. So, because I'm no longer trusting the solution here. So then we make our two purchases on May the 5th and July the 4th. So when we sell this 8,700, we're going to sell the remaining 1,400 at 17. We're going to sell all 5,600 at 15. And that's 7,000. So we have 1,700 left to sell at 16. Leaving us with 1,500 at 16. And then we're going to add the last purchase of 1,400 at 15. And in ending inventory, we've got 2,900 at something. And then we have whatever this adds up to for cost of goods sold.
Isn't that more than that, because it's pretty long?
No, because we sold this. Yeah, we're selling this. And that leaves us out of this batch from July 4th, 1,500. To that, we're going to add the 14.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, we sold that. So, okay? All right. LIFO. Under LIFO, when we sell on April the 13th, the 9,600, we're going to sell all 2,300 at 17. We're going to sell all 1,200 at $16.50. We're going to sell all 4,500 at $16. And that is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. That leaves us 1,600 out of this $17 batch, leaving us with 1,400 at 17. Okay? Then we're going to make the two purchases of 5,600 and 3,200. So when we sell this 8,700, that's going to come out of, we're going to sell all 3,200 at 16. And we're going to sell all but 100, 5,500 at 15. leaving us with 100 units at 15 in ending inventory. So we have that ending inventory plus this, plus the purchase of 1,400 at 15. Oh, this is, yeah, 15. And that makes up our 2,900 units in ending inventory, those three layers. Okay? All right, what I've got time left for is I'm going to do problem number 10-1 on page 68, but I'm going to do it under periodic. And then what I'll do is I'll go on to recording my screen, and I'll post under the Chapter 7, I'll post a full moving average, LIFO, FIFO, recording my screen. And I'll do that sometime before the end of the week. Okay? All right, so let's just do periodic. And I know the math is going to work on this one because this one I solved myself. So problem 1 on page 68. All right, whenever you're solving these types of problems under periodic, you want to just create a table of the total number of units and their total cost. So we started with beginning inventory of 35,000 that cost us $3.50. And that's a total of 122,500. Then on February 8th, we made a purchase of 45,500, and we paid $3.60 for those. That's 163,800. Then on March the 10th, we purchased 100,250 at $3.80. 380,950. On May 9th, 62,000 at $4.10 for a total of 254,200.
Go back down.
That's, you know, prices fluctuate.
Trace there for
Huh?
the date.
What's that?
The 62.
2,000?
That's April 10th. It's on the, so it's April 10th.
I just don't understand how our overall total cost went down.
Well, it's not cumulative. This is
Oh,
per
it's not
purchase.
cumulative, okay.
Yeah, no, this is per purchase.
Okay, sorry.
That's the only thing.
So 254,200. No, that's
Date.
oh, April 10th. Thank you. Sitting here going, no, those numbers are right. And now we do May 9th. Okay, thank you. On May 9th, we bought 81,000 units and we paid $4.35 for a total for that purchase of $352,350. And then on June 19th, we bought 28,000 units, and we paid $4.56. That purchase cost us $127,680. And then almost September the 20th, $15,000 at $4.75 for $71,250. October the 30th, $41,000, $4.85 for $198,850. And then lastly, on November the 17th, 8,000 units at a price of $4.90 per unit, $9,200. Then add all those up, you get $1,710,780, making up 415,750 units. Yes. If you divide the $1,710,780 by the $415,750 units, you will get an average cost of $4.11. We made 3 sales throughout the year. We made a sale of 155,000 units on April the 22nd, 115,500 on August 11th, and 21,500 on December 21st. That's a total number of units sold of 292,000, which leaves us 123,750 in ending inventory. If you multiply that out by the $4.11, you get $1,201,558 in cost of goods sold and $509,222 in ending inventory. And this is ending inventory.
So 292,000 were averaging out that each of them was sold for?
Yeah, all of under average cost, because you don't call it moving average under a periodic inventory system. So under average cost, you take the $4.11 average cost per unit, multiply it by the number of units that you sold and by the number of units that you have in ending inventory, and that gives you your numbers. All right? Now, under periodic, this total of cost of goods available for sale of $1,710,780, you just need to split that between ending inventory and cost of goods sold under FIFO and LIFO. Because once you solve one of them, you can subtract it from the total and get the other one. All right? An ending inventory is normally the easiest one to solve for because it's got fewer units. We only have 123,750 units in ending inventory, whereas we sold 292,000. So under FIFO, which units are still in ending inventory? The most recent ones, exactly. So we have, under FIFO, and I'm just going to do them in inverse order, we have the 8,000 units that cost us $4.90. That's a total of $39,200. We have 41,000 at $4.85. That's $198,850. We have 15,000 at $4.75. That's $71,250. We have 28,000 at $4.56. That's a total of $127,680. And you have remaining, so you still have an ending inventory, the November, the October, the September, and all of the June. So out of this 81,000 that you bought in May at $4.35, you need 31,750 to bring you to the 123,750. And that is equal to 138, 113, for a total of 50, here, put it over here, 575,093. If you take the total of 1,710,780 and subtract what you have in ending inventory, this is ending inventory, you'll get cost of goods sold of $1,135,688.
Wait, so the 575.93 is just adding up from adding up.
Yeah, so adding up this column. That's the 39,200 plus the 198,850 on down. Yes? LIFO. Everybody got this?
What was the final cost of goods sold on that last one?
1,135,688.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in LIFO, you still have only 123,750 units left. Which units are they? The beginning ones. So you've got all 30, this is LIFO. You have all 35,000 at $3.50 for the 122,500. You've got 45,500 at $3.60 for 163,800. And that leaves you with 43,250 to come up to our 123,750. And these are at $3.80. Oops. One too many zeros. And that's 164,350. That's a total ending inventory of 450,650. ending inventory. Subtract that from the total cost of goods available for sale, and you get 1,260,000, 130 for cost of goods sold.